I apologize for that. I'm pretty backed up with stadiums that need to be shown, so I want to get to those ASAP. I'm going to stick around and record another one right after this. This video is going to take a break from the RDL Stadium search. We're just about wrapping that up, and the next video I record will, in fact, have some of the final submissions to the RDL Stadium search. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into seeing some new stadiums. So like I said, I've been backed up a little bit with videos. I've had so many that I don't know where I'm at anymore. So I also remembered that I wanted to find a bunch of stadiums online again and post them, even though I have the requests. I think it makes sense to showcase some stadiums that I do find that aren't requested, because it's so hard to run into good content when you're just kind of browsing for stadiums. So if I find one when I'm browsing, I want to share it so you guys know about it. But this was one of those stadiums that I found, and I'm like, sweet, I'm going to show this one because it's awesome. And then I look in my comments, and it turns out it was requested to be shown anyway. This is from a new user, at least new to Studio 44, Rated Fresh Zone. He gives us Casa Park. It's supposed to be a replacement for that piece of garbage that is in Tampa Bay. Located in the USA, altitude of 482 feet, built in 2023, and I loved it. This center field looks amazing. It's full of anomalies, as you can see, to use as a backdrop, using the fountain signs as actual signs, and that looks really cool. He's got the Polo Grounds anomaly sitting here in center field, using it as a fancy sign for the center field fence. I dig it. And then it's really symmetrical, which looks really cool. He's got a bunch of buildings, or two of these buildings, stacked into each other to make it look awesome. Oh, I like this tribute to the troops. Absolutely. Who doesn't deserve who deserves a tribute more than the troops? No one. He's got anomalies all over the place, and he's got them in the perfect spots, too. I love this blended into this high wall right down the line, using the Minnesota batter's eye as kind of a hangover again, or a overhang. I love it. I wish that could be a real thing. Great little plaza area back here, and he's decked out the sign. Casa Park, am I saying that right? Casa? Let's take a look at the field. Kind of old school dome, or not dome, kind of old school bowl seating with the luxury seats over here, and then, kind of stacked on top of each other instead of, like, I don't know how to describe it when it's like that. It looks like, what's the stadium that Michael Jackson did the halftime show? I don't think I've ever mentioned that before, but I'm a huge fan of Michael Jackson's work. I'm going to say work because I know some shady things have gone down in his past, but maybe if you dig enough, you'll see some of my dance moves. You ain't never seen a fat guy dance like this fat guy. Just trust me on that. But anyway, yeah, this seating is amazing, and I like how it's kind of stacked right here, but then as it curls around, it tucks under, and there's stuff going on under there too. I guess it does that on the right field side too. I just didn't really. But yeah, but the stadium that Michael Jackson was in, it was just this big giant bowl, right? There was no like deck upon deck upon deck. It was just like huge. And even though, it's kind of stacked, like where the green is and the laser ribbon is, there's no like space underneath. And I think that looks really cool. I kind of use that idea in a stadium I'm going to show you guys later in this video. But yeah, I love, look at this little area out here, the howling station. Looks cool. Oh, what is this to make that? Oh, it's the station, okay. And he's got the signs blended right in. The great Cleveland scoreboard out there, huge scoreboard. Yeah, great use of the Minnesota anomaly in right field. You know what? He has another one, I think. Yeah, he has Morgan Stanley Field. Might as well show that one next. Again, new to the studio, 44, so thank you for joining us. Thank you for submitting the stadium. Let's take a look at the outside. Whoa, that's funky. All right, I'm on board. Oh, left a little anomaly straggling out here. Fantastic. Let's flip the lights on while we're out here. Beautiful. Very unique. I didn't even talk about this little area over here. Oh, look at the escalator goes right into the arches over there. Super, super cool. All right. Rated fresh zone. Thumbs up to the user ID or the gamer tag as well. Super fun. All right, let's hop over to his other stadium real quick. Yeah, this is Morgan Stanley Field. It's supposed to be a replacement for the Anaheim Angel Stadium. I know they're hoping to get a stadium in the near future too. And man, I dug this one as well. I love the LA out in center field. And you got the LA over here on either side of the batter's eye. I love this deck. Now, Sandman Dan, he sent me something that you guys are going to kill me for. But I'm going to bring it up in the next video, not this one. But Sandman Dan sent me a stadium with a deck like this. And having it angle in like that, I think, gives it like a real modern look. I'm definitely going to start borrowing that idea for new stadiums. Like I said, this one and Dan sent me one where he's got that angled in that makes it look really cool. He's got more awesome use of the Minnesota Twins backdrop or the batter's eye. You got Angels Clubhouse out here with more batter's eyes. This looks really cool with all the ivy or green. What does this say over here? Light that baby up. Look at this, surrounded by water out there in center field. Cool little city over here. Tribute to Nolan Ryan. Pitch for the Angels, of course. Morgan Stanley. Now here's the thing. Please forgive me, Rated Fresh, if I goofed this up. But you said you wanted the Mega Stanley Mega Center or Mega Complex, but I noticed this was Mega Stadium Field, or more. I'm sorry, Morgus. All right, forgive me, Rated Fresh, but you did say you wanted Morgan Stanley Mega Center. But I noticed that your latest version was called Morgan Stanley Field, so I hope I'm showing the right version. This was the latest stadium that you have uploaded. Are these real players, or are these guys that you have? Oh, yeah, this is Jackie Robinson, 42. For some reason, these guys aren't jumping out to me. I didn't know the Angels had a whole lot of retired numbers. Oh, so this is cool, stacked seating over here. That looks really nice. Again, that kind of twisted in upper deck. Competition fuels growth. It sure can. Oh, this looks great over here, too. This little Aloha Jones section. This plays perfectly where this could be the broadcast booth or more luxury boxes. The outside of it looks really nice. Wonderful. And then using that red building to kind of face off the outside. Fantastic. Turn the lights on while we're out here. Morgan Stanley Mega Center. I love this like walkway. It's almost like this is like a convention center or like part of the parking garage to get you to the stadium as you walk this through here. Unbelievable amount of detail. Look at all this with the rows of the section indicators. Amazing. All right, Rated Fresh. Thank you so much for submitting these stadiums. Glad to have you submitting stadiums to the channel. Beautiful, beautiful work. Yeah, let me know when you have more, man. I'll throw them up here. But for now, let's move on. Here we go. Another stadium created by a creator new to the channel. Batter's Eye Park. He told me he forgot to change the name after he borrowed Sewell 21's Batter's Eye Park, which you can get in the vault, by the way, if you want a template that has the anomalies wrapped around the home run fence Download Batter's Eye Park from Sewell 21's page. This is Mogo Pens. This is Batter's Eye Park in Toronto, Ontario. Altitude of 1,250 feet. Built in 2022. And there's a lot going on in the stadium, and I dig it. He's got the Twins anomaly down the left and right field foul poles. This is a new stadium for Toronto, even though they just did all their renovations. Part 2 is this year, right? Last year they did the outfield. This year they're supposed to be doing behind home plate and around the base paths, right? Supposed to be a mock CN tower in center field. The gajillion and a half times that I've been to Toronto to watch a game, I never made it up the CN tower. My wife always chickens out. I don't want to go up there. I'm too scared. If I'm not mistaken, there's glass floors that you can stand on, right, and look straight down. That sounds badass. I want to do that more than ever. And I think you can see Rochester from some of the observation decks on a clear day, that is. But I used to teach driver's ed, and I would do lessons in Buffalo sometimes. So if you drive like I do through Rochester to Buffalo, you can see 4 skylines on your way to the town that I would teach driver's ed on. You drive right through Rochester, so you see that skyline. And then there's a time where you can see Buffalo's skyline. And then crossing the 2 bridges to get to Niagara Falls, you can see Niagara Falls skyline. And then there's a part north. Well, I called it Buffalo. I guess it's more Niagara Falls. But there's a part where you're really close to Lake Ontario. You can see Toronto skyline. So it was a pretty cool drive. And they paid me for my time to drive out there, and I was driving the driver's ed car. So it was kind of a cool little span that I had there where I was driving over there 3 times a week. So, yeah, this is Batter's Eye Park. Look at all these decks and levels. You got Anomaly surrounding the San Diego Padres Batter's Eye. Ooh, I like this little section right here, kind of nudged in between the plants. And then right above that, you got more. And then he hit a bunch of wiffle ball fields, right? That's kind of the main thing of this, to use it as a gate, or not a gate, but a fence to keep these people in from falling off. And then way up top, you got more concession stands and signs and laser ribbons. And then a very top deck, World Series champs, 92, 93. 94, everyone said it was going to be the Expos and Yankees, right? But then the old strike came about. The Expos were nasty. That might have saved the Expos being in Montreal. We might never had a Washington Nationals if the 1994 World Series happened, because everyone was saying it's going to be Yankees Expos. But then over here, you got the home run decks right behind the home run fence with a laser ribbon in front. That looks cool. Oh, he's got the laser ribbon for the home run fence. That's cool. Well, it's inside the home run fence, I should say. And then 2 or 3 more decks over here. Wow, this is way up. Scoreboard. Parking lot. I like this little plot. Oh, the keg! The keg! Niagara Falls. I think I mentioned it. I went to my buddy's bachelor party in Niagara Falls, and we had dinner at the keg. So the keg in Niagara Falls. I know there's some in Toronto too, but it's kind of cool. It hits close to home when you see places built in stadiums that you've actually been before. 4 levels of seating behind home plate. I like this wall building built into the press box. That looks cool. And then another press box with luxury seats down here. Whoa, look at all these home run decks, or I guess you could call them party decks over here, or foul ball decks. Always smart. I always think it's a great idea to put the stands in those, or the fans right in there. Wouldn't it be great if there were already fans sitting there? Hint, hint, SDS, just saying. Let's get a look at the lights. I like that little notch. I didn't notice it before. In left center field there, where it jolts out into the Phillies anomaly. A lot going on in this ballpark. I like it. Getting a little crazy. And this is cool. I'm glad that San Diego did this. Their San Diego studios did this. Their own lighting inside each building. I think that gives it a cool look. Every city. And then the CN Tower is lit up really well. That's cool. He put that fancy tower. Yeah, because CN Tower is like one of the biggest buildings in the world, right? One of the tallest. So this looks like it, but it just doesn't cut it in, height. So it was a good idea to put it on top of that other skinny building. Yeah, Toronto's a great city. I love visiting Toronto. I just hate getting out of there after a game. Man, I tell you, there's like one main road to get out, and it clogs up big time. So I suggest hanging out in the city. There's a bunch of restaurants and bars and stuff like that right near Skydome. There's an aquarium right there by there now, the CN Tower. Chill out around the stadium. Let the traffic die down and then drive away. But I mentioned earlier also that I did stand-up comedy. I wrote one of my closing bits in the underground parking garage at Skydome because we were trapped in there in 2000. We saw, I think, David Wells' 20th win in the year 2000. They beat the Yankees. It was a pretty boring game, but I remember it very well, being trapped in the parking lot. So we got out of the car and I started dancing around. Maybe I'll post, if I can get the right connections. I need to get my connector where you can put a DVD player into the computer and record it and transfer it over. But I have a DVD of my set that I used to sell at my shows. Maybe I'll put that online so you guys can check it out. See if I was any good at being a comic. I did it for about 10 years or so. And then I got a job in radio, and I figured that would be a better way to go because, you didn't have to travel, but you're still entertaining and you're still doing something fun. But this was 2007, 8. Radio was dying down pretty good, and they needed to cut their budget, so I got let go with a couple other people. They hired me back to do sales, and I did sales for a year and a half, but I'm pretty happy where I'm at now. That's why I wanted to get back into this YouTube and doing the podcast, Respect the Pick. It's a fun way to entertain without, relying on someone else to give you a job. So thank you guys for watching. But yeah, okay. I'm getting sentimental. Here goes the next stadium. Okay, this is 13th Street Ballpark in San Alta, California, with an altitude of 500 feet, built in 2011. This stadium comes to us from Ray Ratliff. Ray, I apologize. This stadium has kind of sat in my comments for a while, and I apologize for not getting to it sooner, especially now that I'm taking a look at it and seeing how cool it is. I love this stadium. It's nice and compact. It's got cool targets. You're going to be hitting balls on this roof, and I freaking love hitting balls on roofs, especially if you can hit it over the 13th Street Ballpark sign. I like the little scoreboard up here. This is fantastic. I love this little layer of like the picnic. You don't even call these picnics. It's like a restaurant, It's like you got fancy seating out here. That looks great. This whole little walkway. And then I love blending the hit it here into stuff. That looks really cool. This is here's Sewell's favorite scoreboard. Ray, this stadium is phenomenal. More of that same style seating. It's so funny that this is coming up. This is happening like this. This is a great little section out here in the corner. Ray, excellent work, buddy. Phenomenal job on the city with mountains in the background too. Behind the stadium looks awesome. This building almost looks a different color in this video, doesn't it? Is it because of like all the orange around it maybe? It's kind of reflecting it. Must be. You got that cool bleacher section out there in left center field with more tables. Ray, I love this field, buddy. Whoa, 3 speakers. It's going to get loud in here. I just like how compact it is. I doubt you can put one up in this second level, right? That's a poke up here. Sorry, turn the lights back on. Big wall and left. I like how the big wall's brick and everything else is green. That's cool. Ray, we haven't seen many from you, but this is my favorite of yours so far by hands down. This is kind of weird. What's the stairs coming out of the building? Oh, is that part of this building on top? Must be. Okay. Yeah. But that's cool. I love putting the different bleacher sections on top of other buildings, blending them in together. That's cool. You got 78%. I would put some bleachers right on top of this. And out here, too. That's cool. I don't know if they'd get to see the game from over there, though. Either way, phenomenal stadium, Ray. Can't say enough about it. So many cool little nooks and crannies, and I love this whole row of restaurants and stuff. You're going to be pummeling balls on top of that roof. I dig it. I dig it a lot. This section over here looks great, too. Sorry, I'm just going on and on about the same stuff again, but I really like it. All right, Ray, look forward to seeing more from you. Look forward to seeing more from you. And again, I apologize it took so long to get this one showcased. I'll try to do better in the future. Moving on to another fairly new creator in Studio 44. We saw a stadium from him a couple videos ago. This is Old Power Stadium at Taboo Park. It's in Brooklyn, New York. I think most of his stadiums are in Brooklyn, New York. Altitude of 150 feet, built in 1913, which explains the super rounded infield. That's a perfect look for an older stadium. But this is MTA bus driver. He gave us the schoolyard field not too long ago, and I really like this left field. Very old school second deck with the roof. Pretty sure you can get up on that roof, right? Especially in a home. Oh, well, maybe not. 350 right down the line. But, man, I couldn't get over the city out here in right field. Look at all the layers of seating across the street, and you got the trolley cars right in the middle of the road. So fun. I was just in Buffalo. We watched Jim Gaffigan in Buffalo, and they had trolley cars that go right in the middle of downtown. I've been to Buffalo quite a few times, but not much downtown. I'm more of a Niagara Falls. And when I did stand-up comedy, I used to do stand-up comedy in Tonawanda, if there's any Buffalo people watching. The old Comics Cafe building out there. Actually met Jim Kelly there. But, oh, yeah, look at this back here, too. Phenomenal old school feel to it, using the old school lights and the old school roof. Fairly small, 32,000 people. Yeah, very old school vibes, very Ebbett Field vibes to this field. I like all the fencing on top of some of these buildings. Bohack. Over here you got, what is that, Alicia Brie, Net Power. Yeah, the old school brick definitely gives it. You got a little, what would this be? Is there a river, or? He's got lights around the area to light up the city. Now, MTA bus driver, if you go through his vault, he's got so many different versions of all these stadiums. Unfortunately, I don't have time to go through like every single one, but I highly encourage you guys to go check it out, because he's got like newer versions of parks and like minor league versions and major league versions or amateur versions, and so much cool stuff in his vault page. So definitely check out MTA Bus Driver if you want to see different versions of all this stuff. I would love to take the time and go through and show you some different versions. But for now, I'm just going to send you there and have you check them out on your own. Yeah, perfect infield dirt. I love it, MTA bus driver. Thank you again for joining the community, or at least the Studio 44 community. And thank you for contributing, and we'll definitely show more of yours in the future. Braves fan 11/22/96 has another stadium for take a look at. Okay. I've been avoiding gamer tags because I can't pronounce them. Let's hope I get this right. Akuli River Park, Macon, Mason, Georgia. 1,000 feet altitude, built in 2023. I just took a quick glance at this so far, and I already like what I see. He's a master with these fountains. I remember the last stadium he had a really cool fountain scheme set up. This one wraps all the way around the batter's eye, and it's surrounded by the hill, or I guess it's in behind the hill. He's got all the distances marked off, which I love, and he's got his own version of the yellow line showing where the home run fence is again, or what the ball has to clear to be a home run. Faces off the scoreboard again with a little tunnel to go underneath. Cool fountain out here above the other fountains. You got statues in front of those. Welcome to the riverbank. And he's got the river in the back here. I'm guessing this is a real town in Georgia. I like the little complex out here with more baseball fields, of course. Pretty standard around and behind. But, man, it's very clean, very neat. I love, the different color trees. What is that, pink? It's pink, right? Right? The cherry blossom trees are pink. But you got the pink mixed in with the green, and you got the bridge going across. So it's probably a great view. I don't know if you can see all that from behind home plate, but if you hit the ball in the air and it comes down, you're going to see it out there. Beautiful, beautiful park from Braves fan. Very, very happy to get multiple submissions from you guys. Ooh, let's check behind the stadium. Created a cool little entry back here. Using that office building that's kind of curves. Braves fan, I dig it. Keep them coming. Turn the lights on real quick. Outstanding. Thank you, Braves fan. Okay, Sundry Goose has a couple for us to see. This is Oakland Coliseum remake. It's in Oakland, California, 1 foot above sea level, and it was built in 2022. And quick glance at this, I love this one too. Pretty much completely enclosed. You don't see much of anything. Wow, look at how big this hill is, or how high this hill is. I'm a fan of that. I've done that a couple times to have a higher hill. Do people actually sit up here, or is this just kind of decoration? Either way, it looks really cool. I like having this signage all the way around with the luxury seating and the luxury plaza seating, leveling it off. You got anomalies out here in center field. Great idea. Different sized walls, and you got this little niche with the porch. Awesome. Very symmetrical as well. Again, these levels. Oh, great. You could probably stick some fans in there too. Like, I think it was Murph, right, who introduced me to that idea. You got the parking lot out here. I think this stadium would be a gajillion steps above the piece of crap that is in Oakland right now. Every time you hear there's progress with that new stadium, you think, finally, we're going to have a new stadium. But then you hear all these other freaking setbacks and stuff, too. So, I don't know. I'm not holding my breath for a new stadium in Tampa or Oakland. But I like this luxury seating throughout here, too. Just today, I saw renderings of a new stadium for the Royals. That looks amazing. And I keep hearing all this talk about this amazing thing they're doing in Chicago for the White Sox. So a lot of cool stuff's coming for the majors. Let's turn the lights on. So it's cool. I wanted to talk about it a little bit. I did the short, of course. I'm excited. I really am, because I think I mentioned it, maybe not vocally, but I think I left a comment saying I would love stadium or game-to-game stadium saves. I mean, I would love nothing more than to be able to take one of my first versions of the ballpark at the Boone Shack Casino, download it to this version of the game, and add some of the new props. I think that would be amazing. I think that would be super fun. Unfortunately, you couldn't do that, and you had to recreate it, and it just didn't turn out the same. So, whatever. But I mean, if you're not going to get a major update, on the Stadium Creator tool, the very least they can do is let us save our stadiums from previous versions of the game and bring them over. So, thank you, SDS Studios, for that. That's pretty cool. Hopefully, I mean, I do see ways where we can get some upgrades to Stadium Creator. You can have new templates. Have a template with the bullpens on the field, and then you can bring in your new or your old stadiums onto that template, right? Based on that template. And you can have new templates that don't have the bullpens on the field, and you can only start fresh from there. You can't bring in the old stadiums onto that template. That's a way they could probably get around making major changes with old stadiums being able to transfer over. Now, also, new props could be a huge thing. Everyone's talking about how they'd love to make retractable domes. They can easily make a prop that looks like a roof that you just bring it over, and have it overhang a little bit over on, to one of the sides of the field that doesn't leak onto the field. I've showed that in a previous video, not too long ago, as a matter of fact. So I think there are ways that they can upgrade the tool and still bring in the old stadiums. Will it happen? If I was a gambling man, I'd say no. But, I mean, I try to stay optimistic, but SDS has let me down before. So, thank you, Sundry Goose. We're going to take a look at one more from you, as a matter of fact. Let's go over there now. This is the other stadium we have from Sundry Goose today. It's called Walmart Park, and I got to admit, I was a little nervous when I saw it, and I'm like, oh my God, are we going to have another Costco situation on our field where we have a parking lot and a store in the background, and everybody uploads it 80 gajillion, gillion times? But no, I was relieved to get inside and take a look. That looks really cool. Providence, Rhode Island, another low altitude, built in 2021. Is this a remake from a other game, maybe? Oh, look at that. Oh, he's got it blocked off pretty good. Holy crap, what's going on here? Anomalies. He wants it inside. That's what's going on here. He's using those as a roof to the stadium. Wow, all this stuff, and you only got 81% used up. Oh, this is cool. This is kind of stacked on top of the plaza level seats. Hit a car, win a car. I like it. Those are some fancy. Are you allowed to drive these cars on the road? Or maybe you just buy them and you off-road them. That could be fun. Look at this. We got a cool plaza area out here. The dog house is in there. Cool little brick building running into left center field. You got a layer of bleachers in front of this awesome. These always look so good when you blend them into a wall. Pretty standard around the back and base paths. Yeah, but it's all enclosed. Got some retired numbers out there in right field. Perfect use of the signage. You got a casino out here in center field. Love that idea. I'll be playing poker in there. Let's take a look with the lights on. And again, I know it seems like I'm rushing. Again, it's not because I don't like the stadium. It's just I'm trying to shorten up the videos and get more stadiums in at the same time. Sundry Goose, he's got more good stuff too that I will happily show. Just looking through his page real quick in the vault. Oh, I like this stair section up here with the nachos and hot dogs and chowder. Nice work. Oh, wow. It's so weird when you turn the lights off. Was it that dark before? I don't think it was. Interesting. You turn the lights back on and you can see again. Huh. All right. Either way, funky stadium, sundry goose. I dig it. Big time. All right. Thanks again, buddy. Thanks for submitting a stadium for the Sitka Grizzlies search as well. Appreciate it, buddy. All right. Moving on to one more newer user, and then I'll show you one of mine. Welcome to Studio 44, Al Pickles. He brings us Standale Park in Standale, Michigan, right? MI's Michigan. Max altitude, built in 2022, and you got a cool fountain out here in left center field. That's the first thing that grabs your eye, I think. Where is this backdrop? Is this a famous one? It just says 4x4 pads. Cool little concession area back here behind the batter's eye. Pretty standard behind home plate and along the base paths. Got the bridge in the background. I dig it. In the little city. And you got the St. Louis Steakhouse way above the stadium. That looks super cool. I love it when you bring it all the way around. When you connect that middle level, there's something about that just looks really cool. I definitely tried to pull off that in the ballpark, the new Moonshot Casino. He's got the funky tower in the background. You got the building in the background back here. Al Pickles, man, this is definitely one of the cleaner stadiums I've ever seen. Fantastic work. It takes a lot of meticulous work to get it this clean. Be tough to reach that second deck. I'm not sure it's possible. How deep is this back here? Oh, 270. That's only 270. Man, ball's going to be flying out of this place. Oh, and it's got max altitude, too. So, yeah, you might be putting balls up here. All right. This could be a fun one for the Denver Pilots. Oh, I like this little bridged area just for the team store. That looks really cool. And then you got a lone building back here, hosting some seats. Another great idea. And I like the scoreboard above the fountain, too. Using the Chicago pinwheels. Fantastic. Fantastic. Let's turn the lights on. Man, I'm curious. I'm going to have to do a home run derby in here. Oh, that's right. You guys said in the comments for the Sitka Grizzly search, Mark did a home run derby to show to get a feel for some of the stadiums. Do you guys want me to start doing that? I'll start doing home run derbies. It may make the videos a little longer, and I might have to keep out stadiums and make more videos and separate them. But if you guys want me to do that, I'll be happy to do that. I did it in my first couple videos, but I didn't have as many followers back then, so I kind of cut it out. I didn't get a lot of views on those videos. But let me know what you think. Should I do some home run derbies with some RDL guys? Al Pickles, thank you, and welcome to Studio 44, buddy. We'll have more of yours soon. Oh, I like this little plaza area too. It's kind of like overhanging, and then the entrances or the windows are kind of like back underneath. That looks awesome. Is that from a building, or did you like custom build that? Oh, it's that one. Okay, the airport thingy. All right, yeah. Great work. Kind of hit it really well and kind of connected. Oh, that's cool too. Connect the building over here. Got a little Minneapolis skywalk. All right. Thank you, Al Pickles. So I think it was the last team reveal. I showed you an older version of Wolfpack Park. Well, someone complimented the stadium. I was very happy to get that compliment. Thank you. I can't remember who it was. But I appreciate the compliment. And hearing that the stadiums were going to carry over, I originally wasn't going to remake the stadium, but hearing that the stadiums are going to carry over, I figured I might as well remake the stadium, throw it together. It's not necessarily going to be the stadium for the Wolves, but I just named it that because that's what I used it for in the past. So here is the latest version of Wolfpack Park. It's my version of an old school stadium. This is going out of my comfort zone. Most of my stadiums are pretty modern looking. And I wanted this to have an old school feel, but obviously, renovated for modern times. Obviously, you didn't have a lot of luxury boxes, I don't think, back in the day. Oh, what is this guy doing here? That's got to go. See ya. Him too. What's going on? But yeah, this is what I came up with for Wolfpack Park, kind of an update. I think it was Bo Tiger made the Gardens. I can't remember the name of the stadium or the full name of the stadium, but he had this as kind of like a wall. And I love that idea of just hitting line drives into this big wall and it being a home run. So I kind of borrowed that idea from him. And I like using this anomaly. So I went with that in right field. And then I tried my own little entrance in this area out here. And then again, the same anomaly in center field. I brought it forward to kind of create the weird, funky center field wall. Kind of hid the distances behind some of the ivy over here and back here. But this is more of the first version of the stadium. Way back in the 21 version of this game. 22... I didn't like as much, so I tried to go more with the 21 version of this game. This has got to go too. Part of the roof is sticking out here. Okay. This is pretty much the same. I like having a real shallow wall or a fence over here so you can hit it up on top of this shorter roof and then maybe onto the scoreboard and then maybe even over the scoreboard. I've done a bunch of home run derbies in here so far. I have yet to get over the scoreboard, but man, have I slammed that scoreboard with some home run balls by Steve Stewart. I raised this wall just because it was a little shorter than I realized. I had no idea it was only 303. So even over here is only 339, so I at least wanted to have a higher wall, but still kind of keep the same feel of that stadium. And I got fans underneath. And this is one part of the newer stadium that I liked, having these buildings kind of turned around to the angle that you don't really see the warehouse in, and then label them. And then here's the stadium I was telling you about where I have the stacked, or I don't even know how to describe it. But I figured it worked with an older ballpark and then just do one deck on top. Again, only 32,000 feet, kind of old school, not having a whole lot of fans. I did a little bit of work in the background. I had the bridge. I don't use the bridge much. I don't use enough different stuff for my backgrounds. I got to start working on that instead of just buildings. So that's why I threw the bridge out there. Just something different to see from home plate when you're hitting. Didn't do too much with the outside of it. Except for over here, I kind of felt like I had to for whatever reason. And then behind as well to kind of hide some things, clean it up. But I was pretty happy with this version of the game, or this stadium. Put it together rather quickly, too. But I guess it's just because it's a kind of a simple stadium, and I've made it before, and I'm just getting better with this tool. Made so many stadiums by now. But there's still probably things I'll see that I'll want to change. I like how this little corner turned out. I'm not usually happy with my corners, but I think that looks pretty good. So yeah, Wolfpack Park. I haven't uploaded it yet, but it'll be available in the vault soon. Did I turn the lights on yet? There's the lights. There it is. 9 stadiums, right? I didn't officially keep count or anything, but I think I'm right around there. If you have a stadium you want showcased here on Studio 44, you know the drill by now. At least 209 of you. Leave a comment below with the name of the stadium and your gamer tag. Please, 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 both. It really, really helps find your stadium. Kevin Valvardi, I think your name is. He's been hounding me to get his stadium online, and then I went to record it today, and I couldn't find it. So, Kevin, please, I was going to showcase your stadium today, but I just could not find it. I looked up your gamer tag. I looked up the name of the stadium. I tried different capitalizations. I tried a bunch of different stuff. I couldn't find it, buddy, so help me find it, and I'll get that showcased for you ASAP. Keep your eyes and ears open for at least one more stadium for the RDL Stadium Search. Some of the big guns in the stadium creator community have some stadiums submitted to the Ricky Davis League that I need to show you. So that's coming up very soon. Keep your eyes and ears open for that. If you missed it, Mark did pick his stadium for his new home. That'll probably take place mostly in 24. Who are we kidding? I mean, it's mid-February. It's Valentine's Day. I'm recording this on Valentine's Day, and we haven't started the new league yet. So, I mean, we got a month before the new game comes out, which, by the way, happens to be the 45th birthday of one Phil Sherman, March 19th, 2024. I will turn 45. So it'll be a nice little birthday present, have the new game to look forward to. Next video, I'm going to show you another stadium with that angled in that goes with my idea of messing with other people's stadiums. So stay tuned for that. That could be a cool thing. Now that we're about a month away from the new game coming out, I would like you guys to tell me what you think your best stadium is. And maybe in the community posts, we can find the best stadium of the 23 version of the game. If we can get it down to like 5 stadiums or so, I'll showcase all those stadiums to remind you guys. And then we can kind of go from there. Does that sound like a good idea for like a Stadium of the Year contest? Again, I don't have a prize. My budget's pretty small for Studio 44, but we'll see what we can do. All right, I'm babbling like I always do. Please make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. If you have, thank you so much. Like I said earlier, I'm up to 209 subscribers. I'm a year into this. I blew right past the year anniversary and never kind of commemorated that. So I guess talking about 200 subscribers is a great way to do that. I don't know if 200 subscribers after a year is good or not, but it's bigger than I ever thought it would be. So to hop on here and talk about baseball stadiums is super fun, and I'm glad I ran into you guys, and I'm kind of like getting to know you as much as I can through comments and premiere streams. But it's been so much fun, and I look forward to seeing your reactions to all these stadiums and all these videos. So thank you so much for, being part of this community. It's so fun. But check out Respect the Pick. We're still rolling with that. It's more of a radio show type format as opposed to a podcast. Again, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you soon.